Have you just gotten your SPF NS enlistment letter and is very confused about it? Well, that was me 2 years ago. So all my life I always thought that NS means army, and when I first got a letter and it said SPF, I was so scared because I thought I was getting arrested or something. Not that I committed any offense before that. And yeah, that was when I first know that army wasn't the only option for NS. There's also SCDF, which is like firefighting and stuff. So yeah, I'd already rewatched A Boys to Men like 3 times just to mentally prepare myself for army. Then suddenly I was going for police training. So I immediately went online to search for what's training gonna be like and what to bring and stuff. There's a lot of info for army, but not much for police. And I think it's because like the majority goes to army, that's why. Which is why I thought I'll make this video so that the people who are going to be enlisting have a better idea of how it's like. And also some tips and what to bring and stuff. Take note, I enlisted in 2021 and my intake was 185. It's now like 192 or something already. So there may be a few changes, but I'm just telling you based on my experience. And everything in this video can be found online, so I'm not leaking or exposing anything. A few months before you enlist, there should be a medical checkup and a pre-enlistment IPPT. IPPT is basically a physical fitness test which includes push-up, sit-up and a 2.4 km run. It's not compulsory to pass by the way, but if you manage to pass, your NS duration will be reduced by 2 months. However, if you didn't take the IPPT or didn't pass like myself, you will have to serve the full 2 years and you'll be known as cohort 1 and those who pass will be cohort 2. Both cohorts will be in the same intake. For example, I was in intake 185. What this means is both will most likely stay in the same company and have the same company commander, which we'll get to that later. So once you enlist, you'll be required to stay in the Home Team Academy, also known as HTA, for 10 days straight, also known as the confinement week. You'll be spending the next 5 months here, or 3 months for cohort 2, and possibly even longer, depending on your vocation. Here are some things I recommend you to bring. Besides everything on the enlistment letter, toiletries. It is given to you inside, like the toothbrush, toothpaste, towel and stuff, but you can use your own one if you want. Around 6 to 8 hangers and clips, so they can dry your clothes. Mobile phone is allowed, so you can bring a power bank and a cable in. However, you're not allowed to bring wall plugs and only one power bank is allowed. So bring at least a 50k in, I would say, cause I only brought a 20k and I run out of battery in like a week. Some detergent for washing clothes and a brush if you want to. Extra underwear and socks. You don't need a lot because you can wash and reuse them. Tissue packets just in case you need them. Plastic bags for your dirty clothes. Slippers to wear while showering. This is just for the first few days. They will issue you the slippers to wear later. Same for water bottle, so bring one as well. There's water coolers, so don't worry if it's not enough. 2 or 3 white singlets because you need to wear under your number 4 or book out attire. Lastly, a few blue pens and a red pen, which sooner or later you need to use, so just bring it first. Next are things that are not that important, but were quite useful to me, so it's up to you. A few set of home clothes to sleep in. Yes, you can sleep in the PT attire they issue you, but personally it was uncomfortable to sleep in, so yeah. A basket, like this one, to put your toiletries when showering. Wireless earbuds, if you want to watch a video and not disturb others. And Febreze, as in the spray, not the air freshener. Very useful, so that your clothes won't smell. And yeah, just try your best to stuff in a bag, or worst case, bring another duffel bag. I'm not even joking, I saw a few guys that brought in a luggage on the first day. Yes, HTA is arguably like a chalet, but you're there for training, not for a holiday. As for what to wear, just a t-shirt and long pants will do. Do not wear singlet and shorts, I repeat, do not. You can just wear covered shoes, but I recommend sport shoes cause you'll be walking a lot. Things you're not allowed to bring in, like flammable items, including canned deodorant and sunblock. Again, wall plugs. Cigarettes or vapes, obviously. Honestly, don't even bother, cause they do a very thorough bag check on the first day. And also snacks or your own medicine. Don't worry, they have a medical center there if you're sick. And yeah, that's the start of your training life. These 3 or 5 months will be known as Police Officers Basic Course or POBC. Unlike Army, which the starting rank is called Recruit, in SPF it's called Trainee Special Constable or TSC in short. And you'll also be called Mangkok a lot of times. Apart from other TSCs, your rank is below everyone else in HTA, which means you greet anyone you see as Sir or Ma'am. Whereas in Army, you only need to greet the officers. For ranks, you just need to know that any ranks with chevrons is considered junior officers, and those without are considered senior officers. Basically, they're big fucks. You'll be in a squad with about 30 other trainees. just like a class in school. And each squad will have a course manager, or CM in short, and a field instructor, also known as FI. CMs are pretty much like your form teacher, whereby they handle admin stuffs and teach you during class. And FIs are like your PT trainers and will be with the squad most of the time to teach you drills, basically how to march, and shout and punish you as well. As mentioned earlier, there will also be a company commander, or COICOM, for each company. They hold the rank of National Service Inspector, also known as NSI. They will conduct the water parade every day, and unlike FIs, which they can only punish a squad, a COICOM can punish the whole company at once. Your schedule during POBC is basically wake up around 5:30 AM for morning water parade, first period, breakfast, second period, lunch, third period, fourth period, dinner, night water parade, OT, and sleep at around 10:30 PM. You can only use your phone during OT times unless instructed, and you cannot take any in-camp photos, which they will check your phone for. I'll explain later. There are many other strict rules in camp also, which you'll find out along the way. I'm not gonna include in this video, otherwise the video will be an hour long. I'm just letting you know the main things you're gonna expect when you're inside. After your confinement week, you'll be booking out on Friday evenings and booking in on Sunday evenings. Book in and book out timings always change, so I'm not too sure what is it now. Every time before you book in, they will check your bag and phone gallery. Yes. They check for any in-camp photos, explicit messages and photos. During my time, they only check the phone gallery. But now I heard it's more strict, and they check your Instagram and WhatsApp also. So best if you settle it before you enlist, like storing them in a thumb drive or something. And before you book out, there will always be a bunk inspection. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that you'll be sleeping in a bunk with 9 other trainees from your squad. This is from Google. Your bunk looks something like this. You have your own bed and a locker to put your stuffs. So as the name suggests, bunk inspection is basically your FI or CM, or even COICOM sometimes, will thoroughly check the bunk to make sure that it's clean before you can book out. The floor, locker and windows all have to be dust free. The lockers have to be standardized. Mirrors also not to have any fingerprints, but chances are you most likely won't pass your first bunk inspection. No matter how much you clean, they will still somehow find a speck of dust somewhere and make you drop 20 push-ups, so just treat as exercise I guess. Also forgot to mention that they check the bed as well. Like the sides have to be tight as fuck until there's no wrinkles. It's not as easy as you thought it would be, but don't worry, here's a trick. Buy these bed clips on Shopee or wherever, cause these will be your lifesavers. Instead of redoing your bed every time, you just need to clip once and adjust a bit before inspection and you're done. And yes, it's allowed to bring in, so I highly recommend it. And also, wet wipes, so it's easier to clean your bunk. During these few months, there are also a few tests you need to pass before you can post out. Obviously, IPPT, 3 times in fact, 2 MCQ tests about like law and policing stuffs, which you actually have to study for. Scenario-based assessment. Basically, you roleplay as a police officer and they test your practical skills. Shooting. Quite easy if you ask me. Police defense tactics. How to defend yourself and arrest someone. The rest you don't necessarily need to pass. Again, this is during my time, so I don't know if it has changed or not. Swimming. If you don't know how to swim, don't worry, they'll teach you. Police standard obstacle course, which is just an obstacle course essentially. Drill test. Just how you command the squad for marching. Very easy to pass. First aid. And the most important test of all, the psychometric test. No one knows how to pass this, and you won't know the results as well. They use it to determine your vocation and whether you are suitable for frontline or not. I heard you have to score high to get frontline, but who knows. Just take this test seriously I guess. With that, the only thing left is POC, which is your passing out ceremony. And after that, you'll each be going to your assigned vocation already. Speaking of vocations, if you don't know which one to choose, don't worry. I'll be making another video talking about each vocation, so you can better decide on which one to choose from. The link will be in the description below when it comes out. Or just subscribe with the notifications on so you know when the video comes out. Just subscribe please. And yeah, that's it for the video. As usual, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.